Everything's on right there. What is going on? What's the deal, Pickle?
You ever watch the YouTube channel Rufus the Bull?
Yep. I
What is
see it
that?
on TikTok.
Man, this dude got a 2,900 pound bull, and he's messing with it.
Rufus be set tripping, bro.
What do you mean? What do you mean he messes with this bull, bro? Like beats him? Like tries to, he hits it? He hits his bull? What are you talking about?
No. He puts himself in danger with the. I figured when I said 2,900 pound bull, you would have been like, "Go."
No, I mean I know that's a big bull, but I'm trying to figure out the point. Like what's the
No,
point?
He likes
It's
to
like
play hide and seek with it. That's all.
yeah, but like sometimes he'll be out. Like he takes his Ranger, right? He's got a 4-wheel Ranger, and he runs out the property with it, right? And he goes and feeds the cows and all that other stuff. But he always seems to be around this bull. His name is Rufus, and he's giving him crazy eyes, bro. I'm telling you what, like he hides behind trees, like he gets out of the Ranger, bro, and like that bull's gonna stomp you one day, brother.
Okay, so why is he getting out of the Ranger? To get views?
Yeah, well, yeah, but like to pet the bull and be like, "Hey guys, this is Rufus. He's my bull," and like he feeds him frickin' not peppermint patties. What do you call them? Peanut butter patties or some nonsense. Nina knows what I'm talking about. It feeds him by hand out inside the gate with him and the girls around.
Yeah, but you see the girls. But okay. His daughters and his wife though can pet him, and he doesn't get aggressive. He only gets aggressive with him.
All right, so I'm missing the point of all this. What's the point? A guy owns
Rufus like a celebrity, like you know what I'm saying, like a personality bull. Like look at like it's like a dog cage. Like, look how cute my dog is.
Okay,
except
so
it's a 2,900 pound bull.
So a guy has a show based on how big his bull is.
Yes, essentially, and how he interacts with him on a daily basis.
Oh, okay. All right. So, all right.
What I did learn is to find the nearest tree and stick behind the tree. That's what I took away.
You're talking about dealing with bulls?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're dealing with
I thought it was a thing. So
you're dealing with a bull, and it's, have y'all ever, is that bull mean to him?
Yeah, he's mean to him and not the wife and the daughters.
Does he ever tilt his head down towards them?
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You ever see a bull kind of, I don't care if he's looking at you or directly at you, like even in your direction, it could be looking, like this way. You could be over here. But if it just kind of lowers its head like this, bro, you better.
Yeah, and he knows it because he talks about all that. He's like, that's why he'll hide behind a tree and he'll stick out this little snack. And if you don't take it, he knows he's in trouble. I'm telling you, I'll send you.
So hold on. So he gets behind the tree because he knows the bull's mad or mean or he's messing with him, and he has a snack and he kind of hangs a snack out like that.
Yeah. He tries to sneak him up.
yeah. That don't always work. Yeah, I'm far.
He's like, if you don't take it, I'm in trouble.
Oh, I'm far from an expert. I just learned for being stupid. That's how I know that. I learned it just being dumb. It's like
I think essentially that's what his show is based on.
Yeah,
learning through the dumbness and telling us the right thing to do.
Yeah. Yeah. There's, I remember going, that bull's fine, and I'm out there trying to throw feed to chickens or something, and then before you know it, that bull. I mean, you'll turn around, it's standing right there, and you're like, I'm done. That sucker got right here. I'm like, bro. And you're kind of looking around like, you got about 10 seconds, and you're like, okay, I see a tree right there. And you got to get one that's kind of behind them to make them turn around, And once you get, it don't matter if the tree is about, 3 or 4 inches around. It don't matter. Sometimes they won't hit it. They'll still see it as like a an objective, or they'll see it as like a, barrier. But if you mess around and get behind a 1 or 2 incher, yeah, you're out of there, dude.
That was the first video I saw. He couldn't get to the biggest tree yet, so he was telling us how you got to lay down, tuck in a really tight ball.
Lay down.
He was stuck out there for hours, unable to get to his safe tree.
Yeah. You tuck, because they're gonna hit. They're gonna hit. Yeah. But if they can barely get to you, they'll just get tired, get wore out trying to keep hitting you. But if you don't tuck in like a ball and you just lay flat, does Rufus? What's his name?
That's Rufus.
Rufus. Yeah. Does Rufus have horns?
I think so.
Because sometimes
he's got little bitty horns. He's not like a longhorn. He got little bitty horns.
Yeah, because sometimes you'll have guys like cut, take the horns off of bulls or stuff like that. I've seen. I didn't know how ornery this dude is, but like if they got some decent hookers, shoot, they'll fling you around like a doll, man. If you stay, not tight. Like if you're just all loose, they'll just pick your butt up. But if you're a ball, all that weight is in one place. They can't get. They really can't get to it as well. Anyway, but
when
3,000 pounds dropped.
Yeah, when they're chasing you, he said you got to run zigzag.
Yeah, dude.
Because they can't do the corners well. And he's got another male on the farm and a female, and bro, those things are.
Yeah, while you're running, like you may be able to take 2 or 3 steps straight, maybe, but you got to you got to act like you're juking. You got to act like you got a football.
Like you're juking and jiving.
You got to, bro, because like it's not easy for them to do that. So, matter of fact, if you want to get a perfect example, like how to deal with the bull, all you got to do is turn on one of the rodeos and watch the clown that runs around. And you'll see what they do. Like they don't stay in front of that bull long. They'll come back here, come back there, and they'll make the bull spin. And by that time, they've already moved again. They just wear that bull out. But you only get good at that stuff because you're stupid. You know what I mean? If you're not stupid, you're never going to get good at any of that. I'm not very good at it. I know how to maybe get away to get behind a tree or a barn or get behind something. I'm not going to sit out there all day, bro, like with this big old animal. Like, it's just not going to happen.
Well, this thing weighs more than a rhino.
Yeah, bro, 3,000 pounds, that's a big boy.
I mean, that's not normal, man. I've been around farms. They ain't no 3,000 pounds. Like, I've seen 1,500. I've realistically, probably seen 2,000. But 3,000 pounds? I sent it to you, Trot, as well, so you got on the text. But, this thing be side-eyeing him, Trot.
Yeah, he'd be reading his mannerisms.
Yeah.
I want to send it to Kelly, but I don't have Kelly's number because I think she'd get a kick out of it.
She might get a kick out of it. That's all the show's about, just him running around with that bull?
No, there's
three of them.
Yeah.
Soap opera of the bulls.
Yeah. I'm gonna
Kelly,
say.
Just be.
Hey, I'm gonna bring something up to y'all. We'll come back to the bull thing. No big deal. And I'm talking about friends and family. Friends and family are definitely family. Especially if you got older parents. You know what I mean? You got older parents. Y'all need to have each other's phone number, right? Or no? I don't think y'all need to have each other.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? Something happens, you need to get a call, Yep. But there's always going to be that person in the family that don't know how to respect your phone number. There's always got to be one. They think this is a good time to play around. Had someone in my family at midnight. Man, I'm up utilizing the latrine. I'm using the restroom. And I get up, I'm done. go back to the bed. I'm literally about to lay down, hear my phone go off, and I see a name. Well, it's a family member. So, if it would have been, Christian, or I wouldn't have looked at it. I would have laid back down, went to sleep.
If I were in danger, I would have been like, oh, that's fine. Well, he won't be here anymore.
The point is,
see you in heaven, Christian.
The point, that's right. We'll see you there.
See you at the dinner table.
That's right. But the point is, if you see a certain name on there, and it's family, and you don't ever talk to them, you understand? You don't never talk to these people. And it's midnight, and they're sending you a text message. Don't you think it might be smart to see what the heck they need at midnight?
Yeah.
So I look on there, and it's a question that's irrelevant to nothing. Like, it's not relevant to nothing. And I was laughing. So I was like, what the heck? Why would you ask that at midnight? So I'm like, I semi-answer it, I don't know why it matters, but, and then long story short, the conversation was, I'm like, bro, again, it was just a total disrespectful conversation at midnight. And this ain't the first time, right, that this certain individual has utilized my number for self-appeasing at all odds of the hour. It don't matter what time it is. Never during the day, though. Never during the day. That's why I know they're up to no good. Freaking every time past midnight, craziness comes out.
Night shift?
Do what now?
Do they work night shift?
No, they do not. No. So the point is...
So it'd be a good time to text you at midnight?
Yes.
Maybe call you?
So do you think maybe at 12:01 I can ask you irrelevant questions to your life? So I was like...
I know the Lord himself returns at midnight?
Yeah. You must
Maybe he was calling to wish you sweet dreams.
Yeah, he was like, can I keep you up for a little bit? Yeah, that was it. But drunk sting. Oh yeah, I guarantee you that's what it was. Anyway. So I'm like, bro. So the next day I'm like, bro, what the heck? Like when I was up, I'm not even up, bro. I'm halfway up. If you understand what I mean by that, I am not all that. I'm ready to go back. Not. Okay. So when I realized, like when it clicked, like, oh, that's what we're going to do with my phone number. Right. I said, you know what? I'm going back. Not right now. I said, hey, bro, me and you will talk later, dude. I don't know what the heck you got going on. So, anyway, that being said, the next day, it was hard. I'm throwing this out there because this could happen to anybody. It was hard. It was not easy. I had to make the text. Long story short, it pretty much said, hey, bro, and I'll just say it this way, guys, when you give your phone number to someone, it's a privilege. It's a privilege. It's a privilege for anyone to have your number. I don't care why you gave it to them. It's a privilege. It's a privilege for what?
Nino was said that he was calling to tell you good night and sweet dreams, like he did with Ryan that other night.
Yeah, well, I mean, that was around 8 or 9 o'clock, and I knew he wasn't fully in bed yet, right? So it's a little different. This person pretty much should by now understand my lifestyle, and I'm not up at midnight. But what's funny is that's what the person texts. Oh, I knew you'd be up. I was like, no, you're wrong. What you mean you knew I'd be up at midnight? No, absolutely not. We are in bed. Gotta watch out for that karma. Oh my God. Who is that? Patty? Karma. Karma's witchcraft, what? Patty. There's no karma in the Bible. No, karma's not real. Uh-oh, Patty. Uh-oh, we got to talk about karma today. Uh-oh. So anyway.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, we got to talk about karma now. Karma is not in the Bible. That is not real. Karma's fake. It's witchcraft. It's like, I know, I'm just saying it. Well, I'm just making sure. Karma's not the same thing as you reap what you will reap what you sow. People only use that when they want someone to be unalived, right? Like if somebody mistreats you, you're gonna rape. You might as well say you're gonna burn in your bed tonight. I mean, you might as well say some crazy crap the way people use that, right? Reaping and you're gonna reap what you sow. That's not a verse to use to like somehow curse someone. You're gonna get it. That's not what that means. If someone slaps you in the back of the head, God is not going to somebody and they're going to go slap you in the back. Karma got you. That's not how that works. It's not what the Bible says. But anyway, so I sent the text, which was hard, which was, hey, look, man, when I give my number to someone, it's a privilege. Okay. And that privilege is not to be taken advantage of, period. And this is multiple times this has happened. You have 100% taken advantage of my phone number. We're family. So I was hoping that you understood that our numbers were given to one another in case a certain family member, is in a bad predicament and we need to make contact with one another. But apparently, not only do you not know how to respect that, you're not mature enough to deal with that. So therefore, your number will be blocked from my number at this time, period. Now, what I don't like is they still have my number, but I'm not doing that. Okay. So what y'all just saw was a perfect example of being assertive. I didn't say, what the vulgarity are you doing at the hour of this, you stupid vulgarity? Stop using my vulgarity. That's not what I did. Okay. I thought about it for a second, like how I needed to word it. It didn't take very long, maybe a minute. It didn't take long at all because I already had made up my mind. But notice the words that I'm using, right? You're being disrespectful, at this hour. And not only that, like what you're even, everything was disrespectful, all of it. And then I told the person, hey man, I'm in bed. Did they care? No. Hey, well, bro, what did I just say, bro? Like, so if somebody is going to disrespect your number that way, it would probably be best if the privilege of having your number was taken away. All right. So, and just make sure when you do it in a way where, you're being assertive, right? That's it. That's the focus. So there's another one, another tip for the trail there. Let's see. Midnight, huh? Time to call Trot. Every one of y'all, I'm changing my number. Y'all ain't gonna be calling for long. So we got the pool. I looked at it earlier this morning. We got the pool set in, and boy, I'm not gonna lie, it's not looking good. I haven't even told the heifer that yet. So we did a lot of it at night. Now, it was pretty much semi-level. It's not that easy the way we were living. It's not easy to do it the way we were doing it, but it is what it is. And so I went out there, and it's during the day now, right? And the sun's out. And I'm looking at this thing, and I'm like, man, this ain't looking. Oh man, when she gets good and ready, boy, like I'm gonna tell her, hey, I was say, hey, don't look like don't look good. We might not put water in. Hey, hey, I'm laughing because I can already see the look of her face, bro. She thinks we're gonna put water in there today. I was like, we better not. That thing's gonna tip over or something, bro. Oh man. But my buddy's been in construction for years. He's like, no, bro, it'll be fine. I'm looking at him like, hey, bro, I don't have to be an expert at construction, but I don't know. He's like, oh, it'll be all right, man. That's a big pool. It'll be fine. Oh, I was dying laughing looking at this thing. I was like,
that's why I asked you with that picture you sent
yeah.
last night. I was like, you sure it's all?
Yeah, are you? Well, I already knew. I mean, it was bright enough where you could tell, like, man, I don't know, But again, bro, we've been out there 15 hours. Bro, it's been 15-hour days for 3 or 4 days. Like, we have.
Did you compact the dirt too, or just dig it, pile it on, and try to level it?
Yeah, so we decided not to go with sand because our dirt it's pretty good dirt in that area, like real good. Even the construction guy was like, hey, you don't even have to put sand. Like, bro, your dirt is great. He's like, you can literally. So we put about probably 3 to 4 inches of loose dirt. Again, it was already semi-leveled. It was as best as I can do, and I used every piece of equipment you can imagine. But when it's your first time doing it, there's a chance it may not come out the best. And I think I know where the problem is. There's one side of the pool, so the pool is shaped like this. All right. It's shaped, it's a rectangle. So if you're looking down, like if this is the pool, right, topographical, like if you're looking down, I'll just choose this side. I'll choose this side over here. This half right here is one side is lower than the other side. Literally a full half. Half of this pool is a little bit lower, and I know for a fact it's probably 2 inches lower. Now that I've done the math over and over in my head, now we don't have water in it, so it's really not going to be that hard. It's really not going to be that hard to fix the problem, honestly, because all we got to do is just move. All you got to do is pick up one side of the pool and just push it over. So you gotta disconnect the middle rods, boom, and then just kind of scoot it over. And I think I'll be able to scoot it over. I think I'll be able to scoot it over enough because it's only about.
Clint.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah.
Quick question. Do you think the pool will be done today? I don't think it will be, will it?
Why?
Because the kids want to swim. That might be our fault saying the word swimming to them.
Yeah.
But I guess their expectation is high, stuff like that, and they're going.
Well, I mean, okay, so the entirety of the pool, right? We're talking like where it's going to be pretty looking with the deck. That's not going to be done today, but we could throw water in it.
Well, yeah, but I don't know if you want the kids to be splashing around and potentially mess something up.
I'm not sure if you can mess something up or not, bro.
And then getting them in and getting them out? How are you gonna?
Yeah, well, no, you're the one that brought it up, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Right. Well, I don't know. You're the one that brought this up, so if there's
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like.
Yeah. So.
But it is what it is. If they can't swim, it is what it is. They can't swim. You know what I mean? But all I'm saying is that because they had that on their mind, their kids. That's all they care about. It's like, oh, we will swim or not. So. Yeah. But their Aunt Christy was like, well, hey, if they want to swim, they can come over here. And we were like, well, we don't know. We have to see if they're gonna be done.
Well, are y'all coming? Are y'all coming today for the 4th of July bang bang?
Well, we could, but the thing is that we have the girls, so they're gonna be mad. Gonna be like, well, I thought we were gonna swim. That's what I'm saying. Like, because they're gonna be upset because we.
Well, Clay, I don't know. I can't promise nothing, bro. I don't know.
No. All I'm saying is if we don't show up, is because they want to swim. So if we have to take them somewhere else, again, that might be our fault because we kept saying swimming. So.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, the thing's gonna be at 6. Y'all make y'all's decision what y'all want to do.
All
right. Later.
No, not really.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Oh, sorry. Thanks, guys. Oh, drops back. Never mind.
All right, I'm sorry. What was I saying? Apologize.
He said
Picking the pool
you
up
don't
and
have
moving
water
it.
in it yet, so
Oh,
it'd be easy.
Yeah, so but I'm telling you, I don't know. She might just say, no, it's fine. Let's put water in it anyway. And I'm gonna be like, all right. And I'm gonna fill that bad boy up. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And doing the math, right? So like a garden hose, a regular garden hose, right, from your house, from your spigot, it shoots out. I think it's like 1 cubic yard per minute or some measurement like that. But like when you do the math based on the cubic yard, per minute or whatever, this is a almost 15,000 gallon pool. Okay. So that, my friend, would take 24 to 28 hours to fill with the garden hose. If you got 2 garden hose, then you could probably cut that in half and say 12 to 15 hours. So I think what we're going to do is get a water truck. I think you can have one within an hour at your house and fill it up. I think they bring like 20,000 gallons or something. I don't know how much it's probably going to cost, $100 or $200 fill that thing up, but they'll do it in like an hour. That sucker be filled up, or maybe faster. Heck, I don't know, because them hoses are pretty freaking big. But I'll tell you what, if they got a way to suck the water back out, I'm gonna say, hey, fill it up real quick. I'm gonna say, hey, it's gonna be like, it's like, yeah, go ahead and suck that water back out. We'll still give you your $100 here. Oh man.
Hey, Trot.
Yeah.
Is it an underground pool or is it above ground?
Well, it's an above ground, but we're putting about approximately 2 feet in the ground, right? Because we're going to build a deck around it. So basically, it's going to be like an in-ground pool because you're going to be standing on top of it just like you would an in-ground pool. So the whole thing's going to be surrounded with a deck.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, it's wet, but I would prefer just to put a in-ground pool in. But the people that do that around here, they kind of know the areas, and they're like, man, it's not a good idea. Because if your area ever floods, and you get that stuff in your system, you'll be replacing that whole system. And nobody's going to take a liability like that because they give you, I want to say 5-year or 10-year. I think there's a 5-year warranty plan on one of them. And in Florida for a 16,000 gallon pool, this would translate to a range of $480 to $1,600. What are you talking about, Mick? To fill it up with water? Dang, that means it's $100 per. It's $100 per 100 gallons. God, dog. What?
When the dude was like, when your construction guy was there, and he's like, "This dirt's really good," and he goes, "Why is your dirt so good?" And you're like, "Well, let me tell you about the good ground."
Yeah. I live on the good ground. It's the good ground. Yeah.
Well, welcome to Eden. This is the good ground.
Yeah, this is a good ground. We're good ground. The good ground. Everything here is amazing except for the pools. Okay, just you'll be swimming at an angle. It's okay. Oh man, I'm telling you, when I tell her the news, she's gonna say, "I told you to come back and bring good news, and you didn't."
A bad report.
Yeah, it's going to be a bad report. She's going to have to rent her mantle.
Trump can't enter the promised land. Here we go. 40 years.
Yeah, for real.
My question is, why didn't they just level it?
Who?
Period. I mean, whoever laid. Did you do the?
Yeah.
Did you lay the dirt?
Yeah. No. So I did everything. Okay. So the only thing I didn't do is which that part would have been a bit hard. So I have a skid steer, right? But a buddy of mine, he does construction. He basically came over here and sat in the stands while I was doing it. All right. Because basically the heifer said, no, let's do the project together. And you got to understand, once you're doing a project together, it doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? Because, if y'all fail, oh, well, we'll just kind of laugh at where we failed at and then, regroup and then go back and do it again. So it's me and her, me and my wife are doing it. It's kind of like a fun, trust me, we've been having fun. Now, I'm not saying 15-hour days is fun all the time in the sun. It's pretty hard, but we've had some laughs, bro. Like I'm being dead serious. Like it's been pretty cool. But so I told him, I said, just sit in the stands, bro, and tell me what to do. He's like, you ever used a transit before? I'm like, no. What is that? I said, what is that? He's like, a transit, bro. The thing that, oh my gosh. So he shows me online. Look, you see this thing? All right, check it out. You got to put it right here, level, and you get the thing. It comes with a ruler, go, da, da, da. So he's telling me, and I'm like, okay, that makes sense. I'm like, all right. And so I order the transit, I order the tripod, and I get the ruler. Okay. You got to have all three of those. Now they do have electrical self-level transits, okay? And they shoot a bunch of lasers all around. It comes with a little machine and it'll beep whenever it's anyway. And he's like, man, just get the scope one, bro. It's a lot easier, this and that. And I look at both. They're both easy. I'm like, okay, well, it didn't matter which one. The bad thing is, though, the old heifer wants to pull done right now. And I said, well, the transit ain't coming in till tomorrow. She's like, well, we can at least dig the hole. I was like, that's true, we can. So I tell my construction buddy, I said, hey, I'm going to rent a backhoe. And with that backhoe, come over here and dig, because he knows how to work that back. I don't got 3 hours to learn how to move this stupid machine, man. I'm like, look, I'm going to rent it for so many hours. Get in the backhoe and just freaking, this is how big you need to make it. It needs to be about 2 or 3 feet wider all the way around so we can get in there and put the pull up, blah, blah. He's like, all right. So he came and pretty much made the big hole, the big square. Okay. And then with the bucket of the backhoe, he scraped it around and made it as perfect eye level as you can get it, because it wasn't perfect, but he made it eye level perfect. So now it was my job to get in there with the skid steer and make it as level as I could using the transit, pretty much doing it the right way. But again, my partner is my wife, okay? So I said, listen,
you guys are having a good time, right?
Oh yeah. But I'm getting on her butt left and right. She's throwing rocks at me from the pool, and I was like, stop. I said, look, take that. I kept calling it the stick. Okay. It's the ruler. I said, listen, take the stick and just hold it right there. And she's holding it.
The rod and hold it over the water.
That's right. Hey, yeah. She's holding it. She's holding it, but she's got it like this. I said, honey, it has to be straight. What? Okay. So she makes it straight, but it's leaning forward. And I'm like, this is not. Listen, if you're married, guys, okay, you can only give so many corrections at one time, like within 1 minute. Okay, you can't give a correction and within 10 seconds give a correction. You can't do that. You got to give one, and you got to wait a minute or two to give another. And so when I told her, hey, I said it's got to be straight up like this. So she's holding it like this, but it's leaning forward. Well, if you know anything about a ruler, if you're trying to read, if it's leaning forward, you're not going to get a good read. Okay, I'm sorry. You're going to lose some inches there, right? Because it's no longer upright. So she's got it leaning forward. So instead of me correcting that, I walk away from the transit. I walk all the way to where she's at. She's got it forward. And I'm like, okay, it's forward about 2 or 3 inches from her face. So I'm going to add 2 or 3 inches. So when I tell you this thing's probably not going to be level, bro, it's probably not going to be level. And by looking at the way I'm like, okay, this. And then so, then I'd say, okay, now I want you to move that side over there. And she picks it up. Now it's backwards. Now it's leaning back. And she goes, why do you keep walking over here? I was like, I'm just looking at the ground. But I'm looking at the ruler because she's got that sucker all. So I'm like, okay, it's about 1, 2, 3, 4. So now I got to add 4. So I'll tell you right now, it is not transit worthy. Oh, we had a transit out there, though. Let me make myself clear. There was a whole setup, a transit tripod. We had the ruler and everything. They were not used properly, though. Let me make myself clear about that. Okay. So it's pretty funny. But anyway, Kenny, yeah, so we didn't hire a company or anybody to put the pool in, okay? We just had, when you lie on your resume, oh, yeah, on the resume, have you ever used a transit? Yes. Yes, I have. You didn't ask if I knew how to use it. You asked if I ever used it. Yes, I did. Yeah, but, on the other side of the pool, while I was working on the right side, I call it the right side, she was holding it right the whole time. So I know that part's pretty level. But when we got to this part, boy, she was just, I was like, oh, man, dude, I don't know how this is going to turn out. So, and that's the side that I had to keep walking over there. I had to keep guessing. Okay, I'm going to add about 1 inch or 2 right there. And so... But the pool's in, and I already know 100%. Oh, shoot. Hold on. All right. Yeah. So, today at some point, I'm going to ask her, are you sure? Are you sure you want to put water in it after what I told you? If she says yes, guess what? We're putting water in that bed. We're going to be floating at an angle. And she don't know this, but I'm going to start building the deck myself too now. And I already know she's like, no, I'm not doing it. Hey, after we're done with the whole pool, she's like, okay, we should have just hired someone. I said, I told you. I told you. I said it would have been done in three days. In 3 days, that there was a company. Now I will say this one company, way too expensive, dude. I'm sorry, way too expensive, but they'll have that thing made in 1 day. Everything that we did, they said within 8 to 12 hours, we'll have it done. I'm like, God. And the dude said they've already done, I think, 220 something pools. Like, I mean, they know how to do this like the back of their hand. And, but they charge $6,000.
Yeah, around here, that's what they charge.
And we're talking an above ground pool, bro. To bury, I mean, to dig about 2 feet, approximately 2 feet. And, you know, of course, put the chlorine in it, set up the pump, everything. $6,000. I was like, $6,000? I don't care if I was a millionaire. I don't even know if I'd agree with that. Like, I don't know if I'm giving you $6,000. But I found another guy and his crew that did it for a lot cheaper. And I was thinking about hiring them. And the cheapest I could find it, I want to say was about $3,000. But I couldn't find any reviews. I couldn't find nothing. I'm like, bro, I know you put pools up. So I had to call somebody. And they said, just come by and look at it. You know, he did it last year. It's been there a year. I went and looked at it. I'm like, I don't see anything wrong with it. And I said, how do y'all think I said, how long did it take? And they said, oh, well, it took them about 2 weeks. 2 weeks? Holy moly of God. Now, again, you know, if somebody doesn't want to do it, what does it matter if it takes 2 weeks? What does that matter? It doesn't matter. But I was kind of skeptical. I was like, 2 weeks? I don't know. That seems a bit. 1 day, 2 weeks? Ugh. I don't know. Half the price? I don't know. I didn't really know how to feel about it, honestly. But
wow, this is you looking at your
around-
wife's ruler right here, bro.
do what?
I said this was you looking at the ruler with your wife right here, bro.
What?
Trying to figure it out.
Oh, hold on. Let me see. I can't see that. Yeah, bro.
Just him, real time,
Bro,
just trot looking at the ruler.
That's that. No, now when she was on the right side, everything lined up. No problem. It was, it's not rocket science. It's not that hard. It just takes you a few. It just takes you a few tries to like. I don't even know how. Is that how you say it? Few tries?
Yeah, a few tries. That's right. That's not wrong.
After a few tries, right? You're like, oh, like it just every time, every one after that, it just becomes another epiphany. Attempts, yeah, thank y'all. Attempts would be a way better word, but after a few attempts, you're like, huh, you know what? Okay, this ain't that bad. But when the person's not holding the ruler right. That picture Christian put up, oh yeah, you're going to be like, oh yeah, you're going to be doing. Hey, anybody see that video I made where a guy? I'm gonna mess this up. It's been a minute, but I think there's a balloon with water in it falling or something, and the guy he like comes out of nowhere and he like punches it, or no, he pops a balloon, all the water's coming out, and he reaches with the same hand that he popped it, and he's able to punch the water. Like, and the person that's making this video said this, and it said this man is faster to the speed of light. Where there's a mathematician, literally, he's a mathematician. This guy, he's standing, his head's at the bottom of this. So all this is happening kind of in the background, and he's got his head right here, and and you can hear in the background, this man is faster than the speed of light. And out of nowhere, this dude that's right here goes, no, he's not. I'm going to prove it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to find the factors of the level. The guy goes off mathematically how that this video is not real like the way you think, and he proves it. And he goes, all I had to do is find the guy's glasses, which was that hard. It was on eBay, so I bought them. And if you see the distance between the balloon from the face, I mean, this dude broke down everything about this video based on math, and that's how he found out that the video is altered. There's no way that dude would have been able to come out and punch. That's what that picture that Christian put up reminded me of, like just math symbols flying everywhere.
100%.
Yeah, but what the video was saying was there was the very beginning of the video, it was two people going over basic math, like, division or something, because there was a girl that said, okay, now you got to divide. And he goes, divide 5 into, and he's like, can I use a calculator? Like, bro, you don't, like the numbers were so, it'd be like 10 divided by 5. What's the answer?
2.
Yeah, I mean, you need a calculator for that? 10 divided by 5? You need a calculator for that, bro?
Some people do, man.
Well, but but that was the point of the video. The point of the video was basic math, right? But the video was pointing out, because I put on top, I go converts versus disciples. I put something like that, or it was converts versus disciples and descaled or something. And there's a guy that I've known for a little while on TikTok, and he could not stand that video. He acts like he's a friend, but he's really not. And he sent a bunch of pictures of like, oh my God. And I'm like, bro, it is what it is, bro. Like, don't even make a comment. Why even make a comment, bro? Oh man, it is what it is. But that's what that picture reminded me of. Yeah, so I will let y'all know Monday. Matter of fact, either way, I don't care if it comes out. I don't care if the pool busts and water goes over there. Trust me, you will get a picture of the disaster. It will be coming your way. And then I'm going to give my wife a hard time. Be like, I told you we should have hired somebody. Like, this is not a small project. I want to make that very clear. Like, she's like, babe, it'll be like a couple project. I said, honey, a couple's project? I said, baby, a couple's project is like putting a gingerbread house together on Christmas. That's a couple's project. You want to go outside and put in a 32 by 16 pool. That's not a couple's project. Are you sure? She's like, yeah. I was like, honey, listen, if the guy is in construction and he's done things like this before, then okay, it could call it a couple's project. He's really in charge. Honey, this is what we have to do. I said, honey, me or you have never put a pool in, ever. I don't even know how to use a transit. I was just told we have to have one. I was like, so she's like, yeah, but you're smart. You can learn. I said, honey, I am smart and I can learn, but you want the pool put in one day. There's a lot of things that got to be learned in one day. First of all, the skid steer is brand new. I've never used this skid steer before. I don't even know what that button does right there. So you want me in one day, in a 24, not even 24 hours, because we started in the afternoon, like 1 o'clock. So from 1 to, it gets dark around 9 right now. So in 8 hours, you want me to learn how to drive that skid steer like I'm an expert. You want me to learn how to use a transit. You want me to learn how to put that pool together. You want me to learn how to make a grade, how to level a ground with the skid steer that I ain't never used, with the transit I ain't never you in 8 hours. You want me to learn?
Yes.
Do what?
Yes.
Guess what?
So it's a skid steer. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Christian.
No, go ahead. Christian, what are you saying?
Just giving you her response.
Her response?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, what are you saying, Kenny?
So a skid steer, is this like something that looks like a lawnmower but has a flat bottom where you kind of like tap
I'll show you.
down?
I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you what it is. I'm going to show you right now. I should have a picture of it. Like, I'm sure I do. Can you see that, Kenny?
Like a little bucket on the front.
Kenny, can you see?
Yeah, okay. Okay, I see that. Yeah, I see it. I see what you're talking about.
God, is that your
Did you end up
Chinaman one?
time-lapsing the whole thing?
What'd you say, Sandu?
Did you end up time-lapsing the whole thing?
Hold on. Man, why in the heck? Oh, I know what I did. Well, okay, my bad, Sando. What? Did I what?
Time-lapse. You guys building the
No,
pool.
that was Dre. Dre's like, time-lapse. I'm like, I'm going to have to time-lapse 40,000 different things. I said, man, I ain't time-lapsing that thing. Shoot. Heck no. I got too
It
much.
would have been hilarious to watch you go back and forth to see the measurement between.
Oh, you know what, bro? You're right. That would have been so funny, bro. I ain't even lying. You would have seen me say, "Hey,"
Film it.
you'd have been like, "Hey, no, I didn't film it. I didn't." I mean, I probably should have. I think Sando's right. I probably should have because I didn't think about. You would have seen me say, "Hey," you would like, and I would have left. And you would have seen her say, just do it. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Okay. It's fine. My bad. It doesn't have to be leveled. We'll just act like we're leveling it. Just stand there. We don't actually have to level it. You would just act like, oh, man. Yeah. What'd y'all say? The sound effects. Y'all ever seen those? Everything's moving real fast, but you can't hear anything. But if you could, that's what it would sound like, right? The person would be like, hey,
I don't know how you do that.
That's what it sounds. You ever see them? Hey, but you ever see how fast they walk? I mean, it's just. My wife sometimes can't stand my sound effects. She's like, why do you got all those sound effects? I was like, there were sound effects? Like, I think it just emits out of me naturally. You know, I don't know. It was pretty funny. But, yeah, so either way, But anyhow, I think the just get to the grand finale. Bible girl, what's going on? Yeah. We're going to find out today. So, yes, in 8 hours, she wanted me to learn how to grade. She wanted to learn how to grade. Never done it. Wanted to learn how to ride a skid steer. Never been on that skid steer in my life. I don't know what none of the buttons do. Never used a transit. And in 8 hours, she wants me to learn how to use a transit, level, grading, skid steer in 8 hours. And I said, honey, she's like, can't you just dig a hole with your skid steer? I was like, dig the hole with the skid steer? Now, don't get me wrong. You can, okay? You can, because all you got to do is start digging a hole. I mean, eventually you're going to get down there, okay? But it is going to take a long time. Like, it's going to take several hours when you can just go get a backhoe and within a couple hours, if that, have that whole thing dug out, right? So once he dug it out, like pretty much the depth that we needed, I still had to use a skid steer to like make certain areas deeper or whatever, but it was just leveling. And yeah, so. But anyhow, I will definitely take some pictures and, you know, the water level. What's funny is, guys, if the ground's not level, all you got to do is just go to the water and look, and you'll see it. You know what I mean? Like, you'll see it. And I'll take a picture and be like, well, this is where we should be. This is where we are. And I was like, I talked to the engineer, and he said, it'll be fine. No big deal. I'm like, okay. It's like, look, you know, after a couple of years, you know, where if you got to replace the liner or whatever, take the liner out, and then we'll just add a little dirt there. And then next time it'll be, hey, it may not be like this. Next time it'll be like that, you know. And then next time it'll be kind of more straight. I don't know. Anyway, that's what I did fast week. That's why I ain't been here 2 or 3 days out of this week. Been out there standing around pointing at some woman holding a ruler incorrectly. What y'all been doing? What y'all been talking about? Matter of fact, and I'm sorry I bored y'all with all that, but that's what's been going on my week. So, had somebody pull up, hey man, you still give lessons? I was like, on what? He's like, oh, you know, pew pew is what he was talking about. And I said, you ever held a pew pew before? He's like, no. I was like, well, let me give you my number. I said, I'll be texting you all day. I can't talk about it right now. And he's like, I got a couple of guys that want to come out. I said, y'all know how to put a pull in? He's like, no. It's like, dang. I was like, I would have told you I'd trade you services. You come put my pull in. I'll teach you how to pew pew. That didn't work out. I tried, though. Not going to lie. I sure the heck did.
You ever put a pool in?
I ain't lying, dude.
So
yeah. So, yeah, for, you ever put a pool in? Oh, man, what happened here? Yeah, you think I'm lying. And, you know, my wife wants to do the couple project. So when I said that, you know, she's like, hey, we're doing it. I was like, well, it's worth a try. You know, he could have said, yeah.
Try it. No cap. Go saltwater.
Go to saltwater what? Pools?
Pools.
Man, I've studied it. I studied it for several hours.
I do teach lessons. One lesson.
What? Jordan, I think you went too high.
I didn't hear that.
I think you went too high. We couldn't understand you.
I do teach lessons. I can't do it.
No, I think the reason why you're not doing it right is because every word you're going higher. You don't go higher every word. You say a few words like where the comma's at, and then from there you get to your next point. And I think you're trying to go higher every word. Every word. It's supposed to be like, so if I go to your house and watch TV, can we maybe eat some ice cream? Like it's like high pitch for like half of it, and then the other half it's a little higher, and then the last point like that, the emphasis is that. That shows you how silly I am sometimes. When I heard Stewie do that, bro, I was dying. I was doing it all day. My wife's like, "Oh my gosh!" Like she put earplugs in. She's like, "Can't hear you. Can't hear you." I was like, "So, can we go to Whataburger for lunch?" She's like, "Shut up." I was like, "What? That was funny. Whatever." It was funny to me. And that's a lot of times people are scared to be themselves, right? It's kind of like, you think if you're yourself, like somebody won't like you. Well, the truth is, you don't want the wrong people to like you either, right? So, and be yourself doesn't mean you have a thought to go unalive everybody. It's like, well, Trot said for me to be myself. And I feel like unaliving everybody. No, I'm not talking about that's not you being yourself. You're being demonic. I'm saying your personality, like who you are. It's better to be yourself. That way, the people that understand your behavior, your sense of humor, want to be around you because they have similar ways. And that's who you want to be. That's who you want to be around you. People that have very similar ways. And again, I'm not saying that's who you're supposed to hang out with. That's a wrong decision people make, right? So the other end is, like me, I can hang out with anybody, but I'm not going to fake who I am so people can hang out with me. I'm going to be myself, but if everybody is being themselves and they're different than me, that's okay because I still know how to interact. Like they may be doing things that I don't like, and I'm not talking about sin. I'm just saying I don't know how to explain, but it's better to be yourself. Like again, for instance, my wife always gives me a hard time for making sound effects. She's like, "Oh my God, you and your sound effects." I'm like, "What? I can't help it." Like, but again, I'm not going to stop doing them, right? I'm not going to be like, "Oh, people don't like sound effects, so I'm going to stop doing them." You don't have to live like that. If you're someone that enjoys making sound effects to talk with your hands, you need to be yourself. Don't change those kind of things. Yeah. Now, the manners, this is what drives me nuts, is when people have no manners at the dinner table and they go, "Hey man, I'm just being myself." No, you're not just being yourself. No, we're not doing that. You're not gonna make people believe that you don't have to have very basic table manners because you're just under the name "I'm being myself." No, passing gas and burping with your mouth open, that's not being yourself. Okay, you're animalistic. You were raised by wolves. And you need to learn some table manners, all right? So that's just rude. Right, well, that's what I'm saying, though, right? But there are people that will act like that. "Oh, man, what's wrong with you, There's nothing wrong with doing that." Like, bro, come on. You have to know when, dude. That's just not, And then now you're judging them because you're doing these things, But again, there's people, that's how they live. You understand? So there's going to be people that do the same thing at the dinner table and they will become the bestest of friends. Okay? Now, I know how to get along with you. I'll even go eat with you while you're doing all that. I don't care, but that's just a behavior that I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to behave that way. Not me. Open mouth chewers.
So Saltwater is...
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Christian. You're right. You were talking about salt. Let me say this. So I studied both the chlorine, saltwater. I studied both of them for hours. I don't see the difference, Christian. Help me out.
The difference is the cost.
Okay, now if we're talking about cost, that's the difference. Yes.
And it's a big one.
Yeah. No. It is. But from what I've seen, I don't know why, but when I'm studying everybody's reviews about the two, what I'm telling you that I'm seeing as a very consistent thing is chlorine is cleaner. Chlorine is cleaner. That's
they're so. I mean, even if that were potentially true, it's like, is it chemically cleaner? You know what I'm saying? Like maybe for a few minutes because it all gets eaten up. The fact of the matter is this: chlorine has gone through the roof since COVID.
But again, you're talking about price. You're talking about price.
But I'm not just gonna stop at price.
Okay, give me something different.
So, in terms of the chemical makeup of the water, all of the stuff that's going to naturally balance a saltwater pool is in the salt. So not only is it price, it is also ease of use. It just stays level. You don't have to test strip it and do all this other stuff. So it's less maintenance.
Yeah, salt. Let me say this, Christian. Let me say this because you got to understand. I'm new on making the decision. So let me throw some things at you. Let me say this. Salt, you just do it like every 6 months or every year, like something like that. Yeah. So your pool is salt. Your pool is salt water.
No. We're gonna shift to salt water.
Okay. Now let me ask: is the main reason that y'all are shifting? Is it because of the price? Is that the reason?
No, it's cost and maintenance.
Okay. Yeah. So maintenance is a big deal for me too. I hate. Let me say this, please, guys. Don't let us get off. Don't let us get off pools. Christian, bring me back, okay? But let me show you something that I can't stand. I'm telling you. The first washer and dryer that we had was not the top loader. What's the other? Is it side loader? What is that called? Y'all help me out.
It's either top load or front load.
Okay, front load is okay. So not top, but the front means the door's facing you.
Front loaders are terrible.
All right, listen, bro. That's what we had. And one day, I smelt a funk. And I said, what is that smell? So I call a maintenance guy. I say, hey, man, come check this out. So this guy comes and he's like, oh, I see the problem. You're not draining this right here. I said, what? I said, wait. A front loader requires maintenance? He goes, yeah. Those suckers were gone the same day, and we got brand new top loaders. Listen, my vehicles have, I am so tired of maintenance. I don't care how cool it looks. I don't care. Listen, let me tell you what we went to go get. We went to go get what I grew up with. I went into that facility and people thought I was trying to get the cheapest thing. I was not. We could buy a freaking $10,000 washer and dryer. It's not about that. I want something that is so stupid and Fred Flintstone, I don't have to have no maintenance on it. So we went, I can't remember the brand off the top of my head, but I called family members. I said, hey, what was the brand we used to use? And they told me, and it's I can't remember what brand it is. It's an old brand though, and I'm telling you,
Maytag, Whirlpool.
Maytag. It's Maytag. Listen, we have the basic Maytag washer and dryer, and when I say basic, I'm saying the only reason why it has digital numbers is because we're at the point like you can't. Everything has to have digital numbers. Right.
Yeah,
so it's got a little bitty digital screen or whatever. But when I say it's basic, Bubba, that sucker is basic. It is basic. It is so basic. It's more simple than these freaking front loaders. It's simple. And
he ain't lying. He got real basic, regular wash and dry. I see him, the white ones, the regular white ones.
Yes. Brand new.
Yeah.
Hey, brand new. Listen, the suction on the dryer is, bro, it's second to none. It leaves no lint on your clothes. And that freaking filter, that thing is full. I'm talking, you could put a small load in there and that filter will be full. It is no joke. And I don't have no smell. There ain't no maintenance, nothing. I can't stand maintenance. So I'm with you, Christian, on that. So if you're telling me salt is less maintenance, I might be happy you said that. I might have to tell the old heifer, hey, we're going to do this the salt way. Well, let me ask you this. At Academy, Dre, what's up, by the way, bro? What's going on, man? My bad. Oh, he ain't here no more.
Chilling, bro. Just no, I'm here. I'm just coming off the lake. I was fishing this morning.
Yeah, that's what you do. Let me tell you something. If y'all listen, Dre pretty much had a boat given to him. Let me tell you something. They say the best day about buying a boat, the best day is the day you get it and the day you sell it. Like, those are the best days regarding the boat. But if you have a boat pretty much given to you, if you are not taking that thing out at least once or twice a week during the summer, you are high as a kite. And I'll tell you what, every time Dre texts me, he's like, hey, Dre needs to make a video. Y'all seen those crazy AI gorilla videos where that gorillas always do? Dre needs to make, all right, I'm just out on the lake again. Yeah, I bet you are. I bet you are. Look at this big old fish I caught. That sucker 2 inches big. Look at that. I had to dive in to get it. Dre, you need to start making some boat. Man, who got some background?
It might be me.
Oh, okay.
Hey, but I'm still trying to learn how to fish this lake, man, because it's not like Wisconsin or like Texas, like minnows and stuff like that. For some reason, this lake is really weird, bro. I almost got stuck today in some weeds, and I had to troll the motor up and then basically paddle up out of that. I don't know. It's really weird.
How far? Wait. Hold on. How far are the weeds sticking out of the water?
They weren't sticking out of the water. That's the thing. But I noticed it as I was trolling. I was like, oh, my goodness. I said, look at all this. So I had to lift the engine up and basically pull out the troll motor and kind of wiggle my way out of there. But I was still I would say at least 5 football fields away from the shore in this area. But it was that much weed.
That's in that area. Hey, you know what? You need to get a fish finder, bro.
I got one. My father-in-law has a nice one on there. I just got to learn how to work the thing. I think the sonar might be messed up on it. I got to buy a new sonar.
No, okay. Well, if something's wrong with it and you get another one, try to get one that can pick out that kind of stuff, weeds and not just movement of fish, but it can help you see weeds and stuff. That way, not to.
Yeah, this is a nice one. It has the topography, the overall, the layers. It's really dope. It's a nice one, but I gotta, I don't know. I'll probably call the company and see if they can help me. Maybe if his sonar's messed up, I'll just buy a new sonar. But the headpiece itself works for sure. But my father-in-law is an old guy, man. He just throw that boat in the water. I mean, he ain't worried about none of that, bro.
Yeah, that's true. That's true too. So we're talking about pools right now. All right, Christian. So I'm with you. So you might have me.
By the way, on the pool conversation, I've had a couple of pools, and even living in Florida, Christian is absolutely right, bro. I've lost pools because of the maintenance, bro. The saltwater is golden.
Hold on. What do you mean you lost pools, bro?
So I've gone on vacation and then I've come back and it's full of algae, even though I got a pump running and all that stuff because it's you have to be on it all the time. It's a pain in the
yeah, but you're not. Hold on. I don't know what you mean by you lost it. What do you mean you lost it? Is it a set of keys?
It was like one of them 24 foot pools, a big one, but you still I'm not, after you get that kind of algae over a week, I went to California for a week on vacation, came back, that thing was a tadpole. It was tadpoles in that mug, dog. It was that bad in a week, bro.
Yeah, hold on, Dre. Hold on. I'm asking, what do you mean you lost it? Are you saying you let it go?
I didn't want to clean it. I said, let the water out. I'm throwing it in the trash. I'll buy a new one.
So you just do.
I don't want to do the.
That's how, bro. Hold on a second. That's how bad it got, bro.
You can get that bad,
bro.
Yes.
Dude, Trot. Listen, when I tell you,
especially the kind of pool you like. Christian has an in-ground pool, so he probably has a good system already, and he still has to do a lot of maintenance. You having that out of the water, out of the land one, those above land pools, they require 3 times the maintenance if they're not saltwater. I promise you, I'm not even joking, bro. I've had 3 of them, and I throw them in the trash. I'm like, yo, we use it for whenever $100 swimming trip, bro.
Yeah. Well, this is a 32 by 16, so it's a couple of $1,000s for that pool, bro. So I'm not trying to throw that away every year. You hear me?
No, you shouldn't. But I think if you can go saltwater, it may cost a little bit more at first, but I think it'll be worth it in the long run, especially with it gets so hot in Texas. The hotter it gets, the more probability of algae.
Gone.
Yep, the more probability of issues, bro. You might as well just throw salt in there and let God do his thing with his salt.
Yes, bro. Like,
all right,
like
so
I'm
tell me.
telling you,
So tell me. All right, so Dre gave me his 2 cents on the whole. So tell me what you're talking about. Your personal pool. Tell me about the maintenance on it regarding chlorine.
Yeah, great. So literally every single day, minimum once a day, if not twice a day, I got to go out there and test it with a strip, minimum. Then it's going to tell me, especially in the summertime, because the heat, the UV rays pull the chlorine out of the water. So every day the chlorine goes down.
Stop. UV rays, what?
The UV rays and the heat make the chlorine evaporate faster.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So now I go out there and I'm expecting to have a nice morning, and then my pool tests low on chlorine. So now my so we're off on a negative foot here. So then I got to go into my shed and I have to get 2 chlorine pucks and put them in the skimmer.
Hold on. You're talking about, okay, when you say puck, you mean like they're like this big? Like it's
they look like hockey pucks.
Okay.
But those things are not going to raise. Listen, they're not going to raise your chlorine. So not only do I have to do that, and replacing the chlorine pucks is every 2 to 3 days. So not only am I doing that, I'm then unscrewing the lid of a bucket, getting a scooper out and measuring 3 scoops of shock and tossing them into my pool. And I can't use my pool for a number of hours until that dissolves. And then I got to test it again. And then I got to make sure it's okay. Oh, well, now the pH is low. Okay, so now I got to go get pH buffer and I got to scoop it and I got to toss it in there. I mean, dude, it is every day. And and I know you don't want to hear about the price, but I mean, it's a lot of money because you're doing it like every 1 to 2 days, depending on how hot and how sunny it is. And then you could do everything right. So listen to me, Trot. You could do everything right, and then you let it go for like a day or two because you went on vacation or a family member came over. Brother, you come back, now your chlorine is at 0, and now you're on a time bomb because if you got something else to do, like, hey man, I got another thing I got to do, and you leave that, what'll happen is the chlorine will bottom out. And then what Dre said is that the pool will literally, it'll get cloudy at first, and then literally not even in 24 hours probably, it'll start turning green, and then it gets greener and greener. When he said I lost the pool, we have lost our pool once too, in the fact that it got so green for so long. We did all the chlorine, we were pumping shock into it, we're doing everything. We had to do 5 or 6 different treatments and then an algicide on top of those things, and it took months to fight it back to clear. In a saltwater pool.
Well, let me ask you this real quick. Would it have been easier to just drain it, clean it, and then pour new water in there and just shock that? Would have been?
It's a 40 by 16, 17.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, hold on a second. All right, stop. All right, stop. All right. You're basically saying that every day there's maintenance required.
Day.
Oh my God, no, absolutely not.
Every day.
No, absolutely not. I'm not doing that. Okay, hold on a second. All right, so you haven't done saltwater yet. So I'm hoping that you studied enough to come to a conclusion that this is the direction you want to go. So you've made the decision.
Yes.
All right. So now tell me, I understand you haven't been doing it to your pool. I want to hear the process of the saltwater now.
So in the saltwater, instead of having like what we have right now is a sand filter, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we have a sand filter, which is the thing that ultimately like cleans the water. So now all we really have to do is we add a salt called a salt hopper, and you put it on the pump and you put the salt in there, and obviously you got to get it set up in the first place, right? You got to transition and so there's a little bit of a transition, but once you do that, because all of these chemicals, and they're not chemicals, technically it's chemistry, I guess, but a sidebar conversation here. I do saltwater aquariums, right? So I got fish tanks. And in the salt, there's the pH buffer, there's the nitrates, there's the phosphates, there's all that stuff, and it's in the salt itself.
All right. We don't need a class of this. Listen. No. Just hear me out. I want to know, how often are you pouring salt in the freaking pool? That's all I want to know right now. If you don't know, don't worry about it. Hulk, can you come up, bro? I don't care who's explaining it perfect and all that. I just want to hear.
You have my spot because I'm still moving around.
All right, sorry, I'm back.
No, you're good, Christian. Christian, hold on. Christian, hold on a second. Just pause. Hulk, can you come up? Just let me know yes or no if you can come up, Hulk. Hulk, can you?
He was up here before.
Well, I thought I saw him come up earlier. Hulk, can you come up?
Yeah,
there he is. There he is. Yeah. Hold on a second. Hey, Hulk, just give me a quick answer. How much maintenance is required on the saltwater pools?
Okay, put salt in the pool one time at the beginning of the year. That's it.
Okay, and so basically you're saying once one treatment of salt is in the pool, it'll last the whole summer?
Last the whole summer, yeah. It turns into chlorine. It's very easy. And I advise you to get a pool cleaner. A pool cleaner makes it so easy.
Whoa. Hold on a second. Hold on. What do you mean get a pool cleaner? Go hire a pool cleaner? What do you mean get a pool cleaner?
No, robot.
There's a
the one I have.
robot.
Yeah, no, I am.
A robot.
Yeah, so we're going to get a robot. Like I've already got 3 or 4. I'm going to choose one of them here pretty soon. Now, let me ask you this. Obviously, depending on how much water you have, that's going to determine how much salt you put in, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now the bag. Hold on a second. Hold on.
10 bags.
Hold on. Let me ask you. Hulk, the bags you're talking about. Where do you buy that from? A pool cleaning place, or where are you buying this salt?
You can buy them at Lowe's or anywhere that has salt.
Are they 50-pound? Are they 50-pound bags or what?
Yes, 50-pound bags.
All right. Now, how many? Okay, how much is one bag? I'm curious. Just it don't got to be perfect, but
it's probably around $7.
7. Okay.
But chlorine's way expensive. Chlorine, like enough chlorine to last you for a summer in Texas, is gonna cost you $500.
So in Texas,
at least.
So in Texas, you're spending for one summer of swimming, you can spend $500 to $1,000.
Just on chlorine. I'm not talking about pH.
It's on chlorine, not counting other stuff. See, salt, it generates everything. It keeps everything right. It keeps your water right, your pH right.
Yeah, let me ask. Hold on, let me ask this. Let me ask this. What? Okay, listen, guys. We all know there are different kinds of salts. What kind of salt is this?
It's like you ever made ice cream?
Yes.
Like with the salt around the ice cream. It's basically the same kind of salt.
So it's like rock. So it's like rock salt.
Yeah, but it's like kind of. But when you pour it out, you can go to Lowe's and buy it, man.
Yeah.
All day long for around $7. But pool places have the best salt.
Yeah.
So real quick.
Yeah. Hold on. Let Mick say something. He's. Go ahead, Mick.
So I've got a 16,000-gallon saltwater pool, right?
Okay.
And I've had it for 8 years. And on an average, year-round, it costs me $80 to maintain it. $80.
That's what that's what I'm talking about right there, bro. Hey, so let me ask. Hold on a second, Mick. So let me ask you on your personal pool, okay? Because I know everybody's got experience. I know Hulk does. I know Christian studied because he's going to transition. But just based on your personal pool, like how much? So you got a pool vacuum? I'm guessing.
Yes, that goes into my vacuum and it just skims the bottom and I do the top. I don't have a pool guy because my neighbor owns a pool company, so I've learned everything from him.
Okay, so let me ask. And again, just out of ignorance here, so some sort of chlorine is being made from the salt, right? And okay.
Right. So the salt.
Hold on, let me finish. Hold on. Let me finish. When I go to a pool that is balanced properly, I'm talking about chlorine. I can see clearly in that water. With salt water, can you see clearly?
Beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Really?
Clear.
Like crystal.
Like crystal. No burning eyes or nothing.
Okay.
So just
I've
a
had
couple
mine for like 15 years, bro.
secrets to the
has a
trade.
pool company, 50 years. So, yeah.
You've got these little stores. They're
what?
Pinch a Penny or they're pool stores. You get a little water bottle and they test your water once a month.
Okay, hold on a second. Who's doing this?
Like pool stores. They're called Pinch a Penny. They're like chain stores, like pool stores.
Okay.
Where you buy chemicals. And then they'll give you a printout of what you need for whether you need acid, muriatic acid, chlorine, calcium, conditioner, whatever the case may be.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Time out. Whoa. I thought all I had to do is pour salt in it.
No. You've got to put, because if you have a lot of dirt and fertilizer around your pool, you're going to have high phosphates. So you got to lower your phosphates. And then you got to have pH.
Iron in it.
Iron, it depends. If you're on a well and you put well water in it, you're going to have copper and minerals in it that are going to cause stains in your pool. So you've got to maintain. Like I said, all you got to do is they'll tell you exactly what you need. If you take a little water sample in, they do it for free, and then you go on to Amazon and you buy the stuff for half the price. I'm just,
Yeah.
Or you can test yourself as well.
Yeah, you can test it yourself.
Test strips, you can do it yourself very easily, dude.
Yeah. All right. So let me say this real quick. So let me say this real quick. So, all right. So let's say I fill up the water initially, right? And then I get some of that water, take it to one of these places, they test it, whatnot, and they're like, hey, you got to do this to this water. Now, most of that water stays in there. So only so often you're going to have to add. So every time you add, so how often are you testing the water again? I thought you just put the salt in there and you're good.
No, I test mine about every 2 weeks.
Okay, and you do it on purpose because what? Why are you testing it again?
Well, because you've got dirt, you've got foliage, you've got
Okay, you're saying that stuff goes into your pool without you knowing about it. That's what you're talking about?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
Hey, try yours above ground though, right? Above ground?
Yeah.
You're going to have less in yours than below ground because you're going to have above ground pool.
Yeah, but I've got a screen. Mine's screened. So
mix is enclosed.
Yeah, it's
Hey, can I tell you guys something that you don't know about why salt water is better?
Go ahead.
Because if you have BLK friends and you invite them over, and you have chlorine in your pool and they go swimming in there, their hairs on their legs and arms are going to turn blonde. And they're going to be walking around looking funny. So keep them in mind when you make your selection.
Oh, try, bro.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Kenny, are you serious?
Definitely, man. This happened to me plenty of times when I went to my friend's house and I came out and I was wondering why my hairs on my arms and legs were blonde. And it was because of the chlorine.
It bleached it. That's hilarious, bro. Man, that's funny.
Hey, try real talk, man. How level is your pool, bro? How level is it? That's a big deal, bro.
Yeah, no.
Big deal.
No, I don't know. We don't know how level it is yet. We don't know, bro. We don't know. So
okay, did you get a transit like I told you?
Yeah, no, bro. Yeah, but it was a team project, okay? And the heifer, so she's doing her best. She's holding that She's holding the ruler the best she can,
she's in
and
here. Just so you know, she's in here.
I don't care if she's in here or not. I don't care. See, I'm gonna say what I gotta say. So we're gonna, we're gonna find out. So I don't know. Like I said, it's day now. So I went out there and looked at it. So, honey, if this is the first time you hear me say this, not looking so bueno.
Have you poured concrete around it at all? Any concrete?
No. I think what we're gonna
sit on the ground.
Yeah. So basically, the walls, because it's in the ground approximately 2 feet. Okay. So the walls of dirt, I'm gonna make sure that it's gonna be. So right now, one side is a little close. Like there's like 1.5 feet. The other side's got like 3 feet. But basically, there's going to be about there's going to be a 2 foot gap, if not 2.5 feet, between the wall and the pool. And then the deck is going to be built around it. And we're not going to put anything in there because nothing can touch. Now,
give you a little trick.
What?
I'm going to give you a little trick. Okay, if you haven't poured concrete yet, get you some shingles. And jack up the pool on the end that slope, stick the shingles underneath the wall, and level it up before you pour the concrete.
Okay, we're not going to pour concrete though. What are you talking about? Pour concrete?
You're not gonna pour it around the footers, like where you actually hook it to the pool.
Okay,
that's what keeps it set in place.
2 feet deep. You wouldn't need to do that.
Yeah, it's
no. I'm talking about just around the actual footers, the braces holding your actual pool in place.
Yeah, no, we're gonna
shift if you don't.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna put pavers underneath them.
Yeah,
pavers. I'm gonna put. I think they're 6-inch pavers. I'm gonna put the pavers under them. We haven't done that yet.
You need to send me a picture, bro. Send me a picture.
Okay. You know.
50.
No. Okay. Look. Like if you're building a sidewalk to your house, not with concrete, but you buy those concrete blocks, those squares.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, they have 6-inch ones. Okay. Well, they have 6-inch ones, and they're called pavers. They're probably 1 by 1 square. I'm gonna put those underneath them. Yeah.
Do you have braces to actually hold the pool walls up? Is there braces?
Yeah, braces. Yeah, there's metal braces. Yeah.
You nailed them down, right? You nailed them down to the ground.
Nailed them.
Or there's like stakes. You put the stakes in them to hold them down. But I'm telling you now, if you don't do something to support them braces, you're going to have problems. Okay, well, remember, bro, nothing is done to those things yet, okay? Right now, the pool's just standing up. We haven't done any... So you can level it then. So you can level it still, and that's what I'm telling you. Jack it up, put shingles underneath the wall, and you can level your pool. Just get you a jack, put on the edge, and jack it up and put shingles under it. It will level your pool up. That's how you do it. Yeah, where the heck am I going to get shingles? You want to go buy some shingles to do that? Buy shingles, cut them up into like 16s, put them on top of each other. They won't settle, and you will have a level pool. I'm telling you, bro, my dad's had a pool cut in 50 years. No, I'm not questioning you. I'm not questioning you. Yeah. But you tell somebody something for the first time. Secret. Yeah. What I'll do is, because I do got to get, guys, I apologize. We didn't get to get into the word. I was kind of just allowing y'all to laugh at my looks like it, I don't know, possible failure here. But just call me. I'll call you in a minute. I'll call you in a minute. But yeah, guys, so I know we're supposed to, okay, so Angel's probably not here today. But I know we wanted to talk about how to prepare for a relationship as a young single man in Christ. And we could talk about that. And I haven't even talked about Dre about this yet, but I don't think he's going to have a problem with it. But maybe starting Monday, I'm not 100% sure, we're going to start the family side of Descaled. We haven't started that yet, obviously for several reasons. But the family side of Descaled, we're going to go ahead and title it a Grit Mastery Family.
Okay, so matter of fact, let me put that right here. So if y'all, I know people have been asking, like, you know, when are we going to talk about spouses and stuff like that? And I didn't know she was going to come in here the other day because I wasn't going to bring it up till about another week or so. But I guess she decided that we can go ahead and start now. And it's basically just going to be focused 100% on harnessing your freaking emotions. I've learned that is usually people's issue, is they have not learned how to harness their emotions, and you're not doing your significant other, you're not doing them a service if you don't know how to do that. So just to say it again, that the family side of Descaled, it's going to be called a Grit Mastery Family. That's what it's going to be called, and the focus is 100% going to be on you personally mastering grit, to grind your teeth, shut your mouth, love the person anyway, regardless of what the issue is, so y'all can learn how to push through this thing we call life. And if you happen to have kids in your life, they can learn. Anybody got a question regarding that right now? No, not right now. Okay.
I'm sorry. I caught the tail end of that. Is that going to be another profile, or like is it a separate series? Is that what it is, or?
It's the family side of Descaled family.
Okay.
All right. So whether there's going to be another logo or whatever, it's still going to have Descaled in it. Right. So it's just it's just a different side of Descaled. It's focused on more on family and things of that. But the name of it is going to be a Grit Mastery Family. Right. So when my wife came in here yesterday, because we've already talked about this, but I wasn't going to bring it up for another week. But we might start Monday, and it might be either an evening or a Saturday morning thing. I'm not sure yet. It might just be once a week. That I'm not sure of either. And it could be an everyday thing. If it's an everyday thing, it's going to have to be in the evening. And it's probably not going to be, but maybe for 1 hour or something like that. I'm not really sure. But it is for couples or all family members. No, it's for anybody, Mick. It's going to be for anybody. There's going to be people that's thinking about marrying someone. They would probably want to go to and watch a Grit Mastery Family before they got married. So this is not just for people who are like, we're on the verge of divorce. No, this is for whether you're thinking about getting in a relationship, already in one, thinking about getting a divorce. It's going to be for everybody. Anyone can come, but the focus is going to be on that. It's going to be on family. So the questions and things that we're going to be talking about, it's going to be about relationships. And I'm telling you, you will see, if you've been coming to Descaled for at least 6 months or a year, at least, you will see how harnessing your emotions is going to play a huge role into your family's life, 100%, right? So anybody else got anything else regarding that?
I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's an awesome thing that you guys are doing. I mean, I can't wait to listen to it.
Yeah. So,
and be involved.
yeah. So a lot of you heard a lot of things that I kind of say already. It just kind of will help put in more perspective whenever we'll be talking about that. Man, last night I was overwhelmed with the house and baby. Husband came home at 3 and napped for hours. Did you say relationship or revelation? Do what? Oh, you're talking to someone else. Oh my God, when? Sorry, baby in my ear. Oh my God, when? Brenda, did you change your name? Oh, that Brenda. oh my God, when what, Brenda? When is it going to start, or
Talking
what?
About yeah.
Well, I want to make sure though. I mean, That's what it sounds like. Yeah. So more than likely, it's going to start Monday. Okay. And I think what we'll do since my wife is on pretty much vacation. I don't want to say vacation, but she's off for the summer. We could probably do it during Descaled. We'll probably have at the very beginning of Descaled, we'll probably have a Grit Mastery family. And then once that hour is done, we'll transition back to Descaled. So I was stressed, and when he woke up, he was upset. I needed help, so he turned it on me. He became the victim. Yeah, and let me just say this, guys. If you start using a Grit Mastery family, like, hey, how do I prove my husband or wife wrong? You're coming to the wrong. I'm not trying to, it's kind of, anybody seen that movie Hitch?
Yeah, it's basically harnessing emotions on, times 100.
Yeah,
basically
so
what it
so
is.
the movie Hitch with Will Smith, he helps men like have confidence in themselves, so they're not scared to ask a certain woman out. Okay, that's all he does. But some idiot comes up to him and is like, "Yeah, man, I hear you're the guy that help guys get laid." Yeah, and he's like, "No, I don't do that." And so don't use a Grit Mastery family on how to correct your husband because he has issues. Don't do that. You're going to ruin your relationship. That's not what I'm doing. I'm just helping understand certain things that would help the marriage. Okay. I don't think we got to go over the basics. Look, if you want your relationship to fail, just go cheat on your spouse. There. See how simple that is? That's all you got to do. I think all of us know that already. Okay. Think you already know that already. I'm not going to talk about the Bible regarding stuff you already know. We're going to go over things that are not easily understood unless you dig deep and you can see it. Same thing with family and relationships. You want to ruin your relationship? Go slap your spouse in the head. There you go. That's how you ruin. We already know that. Okay, we're talking about the more intricate detail, how you can better you so your spouse wants to stay with you. Not how do I make my spouse better? You're trying to make your spouse better. You're the problem. If you're trying to make your spouse better, okay? You focus on you. Make you better, okay? Make you better. Don't make I'm going to make the whole world. You might as well just leave the world if you're trying to make the whole world better. Better you, and the world will be better. Just better you. Focus on you, right? And usually, I hate to say it, the problem is individual grit. People don't have it. Nobody has grit anymore. They don't even know what it is. Okay, you say the word grit, they think you're telling them to go buy sandpaper from the hardware store. It's not what I'm talking about. Okay, even though the word is the same word, but we're talking about your grit, you. All right, anybody got anything else based on that? Anybody? We're gonna go, and I will. 12:11.
I have something on the pool thing. One last thing.
Okay, remember, you got 10 seconds.
Doesn't evaporate.
You got 10 seconds.
Salt doesn't evaporate.
Salt doesn't evaporate. Okay, that's awesome. That's good to know. All right, guys, I got to hop off. I'm not saying that we will not do a Grit Mastery family session this weekend. We possibly could. Okay, I don't know, but I know Monday, more than likely we will. And it'll probably be every morning for the next few weeks until my wife goes back. And then, until my wife goes back to work, and then some of the women can ask her, hey, how do you deal with a guy like that? And she's going to tell you, right? So my house is an open book, all right? My wife will tell you, like, well, yeah, but what about when he says, she'll tell you how she deals with it, okay? That's why she's known as Saint Mackenzie. But Descaled.
He's a canonized saint in the Catholic Church.
Yeah, well, let's not get crazy here. You're going to start getting Catholic coming here throwing rocks at us. Look, it's just she grits her teeth a lot. What? Yeah.
Can we go away from this live and start telling people that? Yeah, Trot went over the salt of the earth today and how we are the salt and we are purifying the seas, which are the peoples. So, yeah, we went over Revelation today.
We went over Revelation today about the salt of the sea. Yeah, the salt of the earth. Yeah. All right, guys, we are out. If we see you on a Grip Mastery family session, you'll know it. I'll put it in the Discord. If not, we will see y'all Monday. God bless.
God bless.